There is nothing more unsettling to a woman than a man who refuses to break under pressure. When you stay calm, collected, and unmoved, she begins to question herself in ways she did not expect. She anticipates drama. She expects you to argue, to chase after her, to prove your feelings through reaction. But instead, you remain steady, like an ocean that does not stir, no matter how strong the wind becomes. That stillness carries a quiet power. It forces her to face her own emotions, while you stand untouched. And it is in that silence, and more than in any words, that her confusion begins to grow. Many men don't realize how easily they give away their strength when dealing with a woman's emotions. The moment she pulls back, they panic. She grows distant. They start overthinking, sending long texts or questioning what went wrong. And when she tests them, instead of holding their ground, they overreact, trying to fix things immediately. This is why so many men end up feeling lost and drained in relationships. They believe that love must always be proven through constant attention, endless reassurance, and chasing after her approval. But here's what they miss. When you remain calm in those very moments, when you don't rush to react or explain yourself, you interrupt the cycle she expects. And suddenly, she doesn't know how to read you. And that's when the confusion begins. The first thing to understand is that women are naturally wired to read emotions. From a very young age, they learn to sense subtle shifts in tone, body language, and energy. It's part of their strength. Most men wear their emotions openly, and women are used to picking up on those signals instantly. But when you remain calm, when you don't give away your feelings so easily, she can't read you the way she normally does. That unsettles her. She begins to wonder if you care, if you are slipping away, or if you are simply stronger than her emotionally. That uncertainty plants a seed of confusion in her mind, and she starts to think more about you than you might realize. The second stage is about control. True strength in relationships does not come from anger, aggression, or dominance. It comes from emotional control. When you don't get pulled into her silence, her mood swings, or even her rejection, she begins to realize something important. You are not a man who can be easily manipulated. And here is where things get interesting. Most men will break at this stage. They will argue, chase, or try to prove their worth. But the few who can remain calm and steady create an aura of mystery and quiet strength. That aura is powerful because it makes her see you differently from the rest. The third stage is where calmness flips the script. In her mind, she expects a predictable pattern. She withdraws and the man rushes in to win her back. She gives attitude and the man bends to keep her happy. But when you don't respond that way, the roles suddenly reverse. She becomes the one searching for answers, questioning your distance and trying to understand you. The man who doesn't chase immediately becomes rare in her eyes. And as with anything in life, rarity creates value. Finally, calmness brings out the truth. When you refuse to react, her next move reveals everything you need to know. If she values you and respects what you bring, she will step forward and meet you halfway. If she doesn't, she will pull away completely. Either way, your calmness becomes a filter. It shows you her true intentions without you having to fight, explain, or chase. And that is one of the most powerful positions a man can stand in. The best way to handle these moments is not through grand gestures or endless explanations, but through quiet discipline. When she gives you silence or shifts her mood, you don't have to rush to fill the space with words. Your calmness is already an answer, and it often says more than anything you could explain. If she pulls away, resist the urge to chase after her, because chasing only lowers your value in her eyes. Instead, let her create the distance if she chooses, and focus on walking your own path. A man who is centered in his purpose does not beg to be followed. he continues forward. And those who truly value him will naturally keep pace. Keep your attention on the things that you can control: your work, your health, your growth, and your peace of mind. When you live this way, you are no longer at the mercy of her emotions. You become steady, unshakable, and respected, not just by her, but by everyone around you. So remember this: when you remain calm, she often becomes confused, not because you are distant or uncaring, but because you are different from what she is used to. Most men lose themselves in the storms of emotion, reacting out of fear, anger, or desperation, and in doing so they give away their strength. But when you stand still in the middle of that storm, when you refuse to be shaken, you show her a rare kind of power, the kind that does not need to prove itself. That calmness is not weakness, it is strength. It is a reminder that your peace is not for sale, and that is exactly what makes you valuable.